Hello, uh, my name's Sam, and I'll be teaching you the link building process. This is not like everyone else's process that you probably worked for if you have ever linked build before. We like to do it a little different. Uh, so anyways, this video will be about the link building job, the step-by-step to ensure success, right? So this document here is pretty much something you'll have as you're working to ever check back on. And I always go back on it when I'm working, even as a manager. Uh, it basically just teaches you everything. It tells you everything. It's a guide. And it helps you start from identifying your website all the way to outreaching to a person, qualifying the website and outreaching to building the link. Uh, if you follow this guide, you will have success in whatever uh, strategy you use for any website or client you have in the future. So let's get started. By now, before watching this video, you should already know what link building is, but since I am making this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and walk you through it. So when right before I hire you, I have you check these out, and I try to get you to tell me what link building is. So let's go over it together. Link building. What is link building? What's the definition? Link building is the process of acquiring hyperlinks from other websites to your own. A hyperlink is a way for users to navigate between pages on the internet. So obviously, a hyperlink is a URL, right? These are URLs. And link building is when we go to another person's website and try to get our link on their website to bring them to ours. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if, for example, let me hop into Family Divine. When you start, everyone's gonna start with a client load. I am just working on Sarab's right now. You'll probably meet him when you get on board. And this is pretty much what a client load looks like. Is it tells you what to do, your work checklist, and your projects. Every single project from, I guess, just every single project that you will have. For now, we'll use Family Divine, I guess, for uh, for this video as an example. So you open it up, and then it'll bring you straight to the freelancer folder. From there, you're gonna need to open up your link building document, go back, and open up your info doc. Now, these are the things that you're gonna need to be able to do your job to its fullest, right? So let's go back to the step-by-step guide. What is link building? Link building is when you get a link on one person's site and place one of your links on there that leads back to our clients. For example, with this one, we use the strategy guest post outreach, and you will learn that later on after this video. So what we did was, our client's website is Family Divine. Uh, this is our project we're working on. We're trying to build backlinks for Family Divine so that they can increase in Google rankings for whatever they want for their specific keyword. So, for example, uh, link building is where we go to another person's website that's in the same niche and hopefully get a link to it. What we did here was the strategy, like I said earlier, guest post outreach. And what we did was we got in touch with this website and we offered them guest article topics that would be relevant to them and to our website. For this example, we have custom gifts. For example, this website does custom gifts, right? It does custom phone cases, beach towels, blankets, all the shebang. um, and so what I do is I then pick a suitable spot for where our client wants to link. For example, this one is going to be here. Our client decided he wanted to do this page. So then we outreach to something that would be relevant. This site has a couple things: travel, family, life, style. We tried to hit the family and life and style all together by doing custom gifts. From there, uh, we qualify it, right? We made sure it was qualified and we got a link. Our link was right here. We wanted to do the keyword custom holiday gifts. So if I click this site, it's going to lead back to our Family Divine site. See that? And that means that we scored the link and it's live, right? And that's what link building is. That's the overall goal, is to score a link on someone's site. That is your job. That is the main goal in this business, in this line of work. So anyway, we got past the first part. That's great. So why do we do link building, right? It helps increase Google rankings by, let's go to it. Here's an example. We have a client that's lawn care business, Green Pal, and they were on rank, I think they were on page 3 and 4, but when we started link building, we link builded for this keyword right here, and by a year, it took about 6 months to get them to the first page of Google, and then from there it took another 6 months, I guess, to get them to the top 3 results. You can see here they're number 2 and number 3. Right now we are currently doing this one right now, but regardless, that's what you see, right? We're ranked number 2 and 3, and what link building does is it helps you increase rankings to get to the top page. So, and what this does initially is it helps increase the business's traffic, which means that they get more sales and they get more money, right? So that's the overall goal for them. That's why clients want us to do link building for them, is so that we can increase their sales. Okay, so let's get started, right? Let's clean this up a little bit. Let's get out of here. Alright, so these are the tools that you're going to need when you get started. Mozbar is a must and Scraper is a must. Hunter.io isn't completely a must, but it's very handy, and I'll show you why in a second. First, you would need to go to Moz, go to the Mozbar, and this link will bring you to the straight to extension. You'll need to make an account at moz.com, and it's free and very easy to do. You just need an email address. So you make an account, and then you go to this link and you add the extension. Right now it says remove, but here it would say add extension if I needed it. And that basically brings you this. And when you have this, you can click it. And the reason why we have this is so that we can get a metric that you're going to need later on in this video, and I'll show you when. Right now it's being a little slow. Let me see if I can speed it up somehow. Show you what the Mozbar is. Let's try apt amigo. Let's go here. So this is what the Mozbar does, right? You see this big old bar? This is all from this extension. And on a good site, it'll give you the spam score, the DA, and the PA. PA means page authority. That's not really a metric we like to go for. What we really focus on is the DA, which is domain authority. It's the domain authority of the whole site. And if you don't know what a domain authority is, A domain, the D part is, if you look up here at the name of the site, the domain is just right before the .com and after the www dot. So this is what the domain is. It's Aptomigo. And then, so what we're doing is we're trying to get the domain authority rankings is just, it's ranked 31. So it has an authority rank of 31 for Google. For Moz's ranks, not Google. So that's why we get that. It's just an important tool. Most of your clients will expect to see that. That is a must-have for us. So Moz you will need, and then also, let me go ahead and exit out of that. You will need the scraper bar. So this scraper tool, you don't need to have an email or anything. You just need to be logged into your Chrome. You go to this link and you'll get the scraper tool. You'll need to add it, and what it looks like is this little guy. It's a little tiny scraper, and this thing is very handy. You'll need it later on, and I'll show you how it works later on in this video. Okay. So when you start, when you are first working with us and you're on your trial run, you won't be able to check Asana. But let's say you have been already accepted and we got you access to both Slack and Asana. So when you work, you'll have a client load shown here. So this one's Sarab's, but yours will be different, and you'll have certain types. Sarab has Family Divine, for example, as a project. So when we check Asana, we want to check the projects that we are assigned, right? And we want to get familiar with it. So we go to Asana, and we're logged in, and you just look for your project, right? So ours is Family Divine. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, here it is, Family Divine. We click. I'm already in it. Wow. Okay. So we click in it, and when right now it's assigned to a Sarab right now. So you'll see that there's a couple tasks in here. You need to make sure you're familiar with each one so you know what your project is going for. What this Asana basically is a way for your managers to track everything while you're still tracking things in your spreadsheets. And Asana is very useful and very easy to use. I will have a video on it for you to check out when you are ready for it. So let's move back here. So let's begin. So when we start a project, we want to have open our info doc and our spreadsheet, which we have. From there, we want to figure out in the info doc the name of the website, what they do. We need to identify the niche, sister niches, brainstorm who would want these types of links, what are the link creators, right? That's kind of goes in hand with the identify the niche and sister niches, but we'll go through it right now. So when you're in your info doc, here's the website. We go into it, and some of the info docs will already have the niche because I place them in beforehand. What they do is they do custom made things. So custom made phone cases, custom made accessories. So that's fashion, and it's gifts, for example. Let's get that out of here. So anyways, we look at the website and we try to figure it out. What they do is normally there would be an about page. Let's see if there's one on here. Look at that, there's an about us right there, right on the bottom. So what I like to do is I like to read what the about us is and try to figure out who made the site, what's their background, and what they do. At Family Divine, our goal is to provide unique and amazing products for you and your loved ones. We strive for outstanding customer service. Our products come from lifetime warranty and 100% money-back guarantee. So what are their products? If you look right up here, you can pretty much just see what they are. They're phone cases, they're mugs, beach towels, tumblers, blankets, canvases, etc. Right? So that's what they do, and they do it all custom made. If you click on them, you can decide whether they're custom or not. So now we identified the site, right? They're an e-commerce site that sells custom made products. So what are the niches? Right now we can just brainstorm in the top of our heads. We can say that they have custom made phones, so we can hit phone. Competitors would be phone cases, but we can hit something things like and that's the niche of it all. But we would hit a lot of this is basically what they are wanting to rank for, and this is what they want Google to make them known as: is custom made phone cases, accessories, there are fashions and gifts. Coming from this, you got to think, what are their link creators, who's going to want to link to us. One thing that's cool is people like to do custom gifts to increase their fashion look. They try to do it for gifts, for holidays, for birthdays, and so knowing that information, you can hit specific blogs. You already thought of specific blogs you could target. From here, let's go back to this. You need to figure out how many hours per week. Normally that's in the info doc too. 3 to 5 links per month is what it shows for how many links you need to get per month. Since the hours aren't in the info doc, another good way to check is in your client load. It says right here 3 hours. It should be 5. Now let's go back to there. So now we identified the website, we know what they do, we know their niches, and we thought of some sites that would like to link to us. From here, now we need to do the work. Prospecting. So the work involves being in the spreadsheet, right? This is where you're going to be working. This is where you're going to be able to place all your data. So let's get started. I'm just going to go ahead and start from scratch for right now. So we identified the niche, and now we need to start getting prospects so that we can outreach them and build links, right? So the first thing we do is we check out our guide. One thing that you will have when you are when you're working for us, before you come on board, we're going to be sending you what is called an expectations document, and it's something that we want you to look over because we expect things from you for the quality of work, to have a good quality of work and whatnot. So let's check it out here. Standards and what is expected of link builders. You should have already checked this out by the time before you've seen this video, and it just tells you the expectations. One thing that you do is you are expected to know Google operators. This is going to be what's going to help you with prospecting. Since we're on prospecting right now for work, you have access to this extremely handy document. And what this document is it has the type of strategy you can use. So you can do guest post, you can do sponsored post, resource link building, roundup link building, directory, local blogs. It has a ton. Anyway, let's go back up. For this one, we are doing guest post outreach, and normally that would also be in the info doc, so let's put that in there. The strategy. So guest post outreach is the strategy. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find sites that are willing to link for us. And what we do is we use Google, and what we do is we think about a keyword that will work for us to find websites that will want to link to us. What we thought of in our little brainstorm was gifts, right? So we could do gift blogs. So if we look up in our prospecting footprints, if we put gift blogs and put input keyword into the green cell. Then it will populate all the prospecting phrases below for you to copy. Boom. So all you have to do is put gift blogs into the green thing, your keyword, and then all of these prospecting phrases will come up. This is extremely handy. I expect you to use this almost the whole time you work with me. This will bring up almost every single website that is on Google. This helps you kind of find them all. So for this one, we got gift blogs in URL right for us. Let's try that one. So what we do is we copy it and we use our keyword phrase and we just plug it into Google and search. Now, this is where you kind of do like a little brief over. You kind of just skim through them. I like to, sometimes I click on them and see if they're worth it. But other than that, I like to just check out and read the URLs and see if they kind of, they're what I'm looking for. So when I do that, I can just say, hey, okay, let's say all of these are good, and I'm going to do it. This is where your scraping tool comes in handy. So when you have your scraper tool and you have it downloaded, it'll be up here. All you do is right-click the green URL, this green URL right here, not the blue one. You want to right-click the green one and then hit Scrape Similar. That's your scrape tool. What will pop up is pretty much a document that shows a list of all the URLs that you just searched for. All these URLs you found are on this page. They're just already in a spreadsheet for you. So from here, all you do is hit Export to Google Docs. Well, I gotta sign back into a couple things. I use Gabe's email, so I have all the access I need. Okay, so from here, we have to restart it. So we hit right-click, Scrape Similar, Export to Google Docs from the bottom right, and then we need to sign into mine's my email. So then I click in my email, I sign in, and what pops up is a Google Docs spreadsheet of everything that you have. So here is a big bulk list of that whole page that you found, and you can copy it all. So you just drag it, copy them, Control C is copy. These are all target URLs. They're not domains because they have the right for us there. See that? If they were just domains, they would just be this. Right? That's what the domain is. But since these are target URLs, you copy them all. You go into your link building spreadsheet, and then you go to the target URL spot where it's the next line down, and you just paste. From here, you have your whole list. Did you just see how this just randomly came up? That's because in domain A, we have a code that helps. It's a formula that basically takes column B and turns it into a domain. So all of this is a domain. So we just scroll all the way down with it, and it'll bring it there. All right. So now we're already done with prospecting, right? We did our prospecting. We prospected a big list. So now we need to go on to qualifying. Let's go back to let's exit out of these first. Oh, before you exit out, you need to make sure that you put your phrase, your keyword phrase you used, so that you could just you can just follow what you're doing, right? So you don't get lost, or you don't accidentally look for the same keyword over and over. So what I do is that I throw them all the way down to there. We're always keeping track with what we're doing, and this helps with strategy. If you start to run out of prospects and you feel like everything's going dry, I can jump in here and show you that, hey, did you hit these keywords? And they could be brand new, right? And that's what I do, is I just look at what these are and I try to find something that you haven't done. Anyways, so you are done with prospecting already. So what you do is you leave the status blank, right? We don't put it to prospecting. There's a status called prospected. These are technically prospected, but we only put prospected up when we qualify it. So right now it's just a list of prospects. So we finished that so far. So now we move on to qualifying. Qualifying, we need to check each website and follow guidelines to qualify. Our standard guidelines are these. Check if the site is spammy. Relevant. When you're checking if it's spammy, it needs to be relevant. Does it have too many ads? Does it have spammy backlinks? Does it have multiple backlinks that are the same? That's what that kind of means. Is the traffic going up? Is it DA20 plus? That's our guideline. We don't like sites anything less than 20. Everything above 20 is what we want. Does it pass any guidelines the client has? So, for example, if the client only wants 30 plus DA, then we don't do the 20 plus, right? We only do the 30 plus DA and build backlinks to a single niche. Fill in the contact name. These are all what you do for qualifying. So first thing you do is you check if it's spammy. So let's go to our spreadsheet. Let's exit out of that. Let's clean up a little bit. We don't need prospecting footprints. We only need this when we are looking for more sites to do. We can exit out of that, and I'll just pin that. All right, we cleaned up. Anyway, so now we go to qualifying. So what we do is we just go to the first one, copy it, open up a new tab, paste it in. We don't need the Right For Us stuff. Just need to go to the website. Hello Creative Family, handmade gift Facebook group. Do-it-yourself crafts, food and recipes, inspiration. So none of these are custom made. This is basically a do-it-yourself website. So automatically I can say this is extremely relevant, right? So it passes the relevant test. So now we need to check if there's too many ads. Let's scroll down. Look at this ad. This ad just popped up. Let's exit out. That's one. 2. 3. Ooh, it's getting... Normally I don't like to go with anything past 3. I think this one's good. I found 3 so far, so I think it qualifies that. Then we check DA. Is it 20 plus? Yes, it is. That's DA 51. So from right here, we can't remember that, so we go to our spreadsheet and we put DA 51, right where the DA is in the DA column. So from there, we're on this one. From there, we want to check if the traffic is going up. Now, normally you won't have to do this when you're just prospecting and qualifying before outreach. What I do here is when I check for traffic, I do it with myself because I have tools to do it, like Ahrefs, for example. There's also SEMrush, and then there's Monitor Backlinks. They're all useful. But what I do when I check for it is I copy the URL and I paste it in the backlink section into the Ahrefs search bar. Search it, let it crawl. Once it crawls, I kind of just check the metrics of it all. Is it going? Is the traffic pretty good? It's looking like it's got pretty good traffic value. One thing I like to do is I like to check out the organic search, make sure that it's going in an upward trend. So far, everything is looking really good. It's taken a little while to load. There we go. So now I check if it's going in an upward trend, and it's been going down since January, but overall throughout the website it did go up, like they care about it. So I think I passed this website. It's got great traffic, and I think it would be a good link to show things. It's got a DR of 41, the domain rank. So this is just, it's like DA, but it's Ahrefs DR. It's just their rank. Uh, Normally, if you have pretty high domain rank and domain authority for both Moz and Ahrefs, it's normally a safe bet to even rock it. So this one is completely qualified. Uh, Jokes, not. One more thing that you need to check is, does it have spammy backlinks? And one way to do that is to just go to their blog, if they have a blog. Control F means find, and I just like to type blog. Let's see. Looks like they got a blog. Let's see if they got one down there. Looks like they got a handmade section. Let's just try to click a category. Oh, this brought me to their Facebook page. Okay, so let's go back. Whoops, I exited out. Of course I did. Let's check out. Oh, I was even clicking the right categories. Look at that. I'm silly. So let's just say do-it-yourself and craft. Let's click one of them. Pretty much this whole site is a blog. It's just a blogging site, so it's perfect to check out. Let's look around. What I like to do to check spammy backlinks is I look at what's been written, and I just read who written it. This one was Crystal. So if I go back, I can check to see if Crystal made all of these or not. It's looking like Crystal might have. Since it's her blog, she likes to write her own things. Yeah, it's Crystal again. So what we can do is we can offer her content so that she can put it up as herself in order to get a link back to our site. So this is perfect. So what we do is we qualified it, right? So since it's qualified, we need to find his contact form. So we need to find how to reach Mrs. Crystal. So one thing I like to do is I like to check the about. Look at that, contact, and there's work with us. Let's try contact first. Make sure you read the contact area, because some people don't like to get guest posts, and if you send a guest post outreach, you're just asking to be blocked, and that's not what we do. So there is a contact to check out, Sue Creative Blog. This is probably going to be the editor. So we copy that email. I prefer that you do emails over contact forms just because it reaches them faster. Well, it doesn't reach them faster, but it just shows that we know that it's an email that's working. If it's a contact form, we actually don't know if it'll work if we send out an outreach. So that's kind of last resort. I prefer emails over everything. So what we do is we highlight the email and we copy it, and we put it in the contact column. Let's bold that. In the contact column. So we deemed that it was relevant. So I just like to drag it down. What's the name of this website? We don't know the name of the person. We don't really know if this is Crystal or not, so we can't say it's Crystal. So what's the name? We need to fill out the name, and the name is the website's name, right? So we copy that, and we just throw it in, and we say team@paste.com. Team@domain. That's what we like to do. Make this bigger so you can see it. From there, it is qualified. We then mark it as prospected and move on. Once you get a good list of them going, then you're going to need to move them to outreach. So let's try it. Let's go straight to outreach from here. Let's go back to our document. Make sure we're following rules. Yep. So now we're moving on to outreach. We need to remember the strategy. What is our strategy? Our strategy, is it resource link building? Is it guest post outreach? Is it broken link building? Remember, in the info doc, we figured out that it was guest post outreach. So then, now that we know that it's guest post outreach, we need to make sure we use the guest post outreach template. When you open up your folder, you're going to be taken to your freelancer folder, right? And you need to open up the outreach document. The outreach document is what holds the outreach template. Given name, right? Outreach document. And boom, here's our outreach template. From here, we need to be able to have access to the email. Let me close this. So we need to log into our project email, which is Family Divine. So let's log into it real quick. Whoop. Look at that, Gabe's going to bed, guys. Okay, so now that we're in the email, we outreach, right? We're moving straight to outreach. So we hit compose. We hit compose. Do Jeopardy theme song. Okay, great. Sorry, my internet's a little slow, I guess, right now. So we go to our link building spreadsheet and we get the email. From there, we copy it and go to here, back to the email, and paste it. So now we need to add in the subject line in the body. So from here, we go to our outreach document. We copy it from where it says hi name, paste it in, and then we also copy the body, hi name, all the way here. Copy, paste. So now that we have the template in, we need to fill out the template. From here, we get the name. So our name for this one is team at Hello creativefamily.com. So we copy it, go here, and we just highlight the name and erase it, and then paste in the name. Very simple. Once you get it, you'll be super fast. From here, we like to add in a little. We don't like to just send it right away, right? We want to add a little bit of a personalization. Let's do this real quick. Let's enter it here. Hey whoever, my name is Gabe and I work with FamilyDivine.com. I was checking out your website and found, what did we find interesting about the website? So let's just go to one. Let's go to handmade gift ideas. Since our client does gifts, custom made gifts, handmade gift ideas would be kind of a good place to like kind of get the hook to send them. We want to send you and we want to make an article for you about custom made gifts. So what I do is I like to go into one and I like to think which one was interesting, about which handmade gift was really interesting. I think this one's cool. Mama Bear Trucker Hat Circuit. Cricket. Let's check it out. So I think it's really cool, right? So let's talk about this. Let's go back to the personalization. Enter it here, I guess. I was checking out your craft on the Mama Bear trucker hat. The Mama Bear trucker hat, and got super, and I just have, well, let's just say, and really enjoyed how it was made. I think I'll give it a shot. Even though you might not, it's kind of cool to connect with your audience. We we're personalizing with them by talking about what they made on their website, and we enjoyed it. Now we're saying, we're just connecting a little bit more by saying, I think I will give the hat a, I think I will give, I think I will try and make one myself. Boom, we personalized it. It's funny. My client's site does custom made accessories, yet I never thought I would want to make it myself! Exclamation. Let's say, would you be interested in a guest post? From here we say we offer. So what we did was we connected. We put in the template, and then we added a little personalization. And what I can do here is I can make it easier. I was checking your website, personalize. Basically, this gets the reader intrigued, like that you actually care about your website. So what we did was we added that personalization to show that we're not a robot and that we cared about their website. From there, everything should be good. The rest is good to work at. Instead of digital marketing, don't know why that's there. Let's put custom makes industry. From there, we just double check what we did. Just like that, I caught something that was a mistake. And then look at that. We are currently offering marketing related blogs. Let's say we're currently offering custom made accessory related blogs. Free content that is high quality, unique. And then we just talk about, and then what we did was we offered topics, right? We talked about what would be working, what would work well. It is your job to come up with new ones when some are taken. We can get to that later. So now that we have it ready and we double checked everything, we can send it. Boom. Once it's sent, we go straight to our link building doc, and we go straight to the status, and we say outreached, because we just now outreached. 2 days later, if they didn't respond, we would then need to send a follow-up message. Follow-up messages are pretty easy. You just copy the template, include the name, and then add a little small personalization here. So let's put personalize. And from here you could be like, hey, did you get a hold, I just wanted to follow up about the possible guest post I offered you. Please let me know if you are wanting to collaborate. And here we could have said, if they didn't respond, we could be like, I just started working on your hat that you made, looking forward to its completion. And then you can say, thanks, Gabe, trying to spark conversation. Okay, so now we outreached. We successfully outreached. Let's go back to our doc, make sure I didn't miss anything. We gone over the outreach process, so we copied the template over, we added the names, the links. When we add links, that just means resource link building. So if we had a resource page, we would need to, and I can go over that in another video, I guess. For this time, we didn't need to add a link. We made sure that we personalized it, and then we double checked everything had good grammar, complete sentences, and then we sent the outreach. I went over. We wait for a response. If it comes, yay. If it doesn't, that's okay. We need to follow up. We went over following up after 2 days. It's after every 2 days and up to 8 times. After the 8th time, let's just give up on it. But normally after like 7 times of following up, I get hits, which is really weird. But we always want to. It's just gonna became a standard that we at least follow up 8 times. Make sure you personalize the email, the follow up, as well as the outreach. Every single email should have a little personalization to increase engagement. So let's say that someone replied. So let's say we just outreach to one of these, and let's go to one. So for this one, we sent out our outreach and they replied right away. Hi Gabe, I do not know allow free posts on my site. If you have a budget, please let me know. So basically they're offering a paid post. So what I do is I try to negotiate and I try to stay low. Hi Andy, I'm interested in a sponsored post. How does $30 sound to you? And we want to have good grammar. So this one was obviously bad, right? We need to say, hi Andy, I am interested in the sponsored post. How does $30 sound to you? Question mark. Let me know, and then you say thanks, Gabe. This one just says let me know. We always say thanks, Gabe. Then they tried to go back with I cannot go less than $50. Let me know. Then we tried to hackle it. So basically, when this happens, we go straight to our link building doc when they tell us to offer it, and we change the status from outreached or from in communication. So we're just talking about it. Once we get a specific number, he settled on $40 and said, "Fine, send it over." So when that happens, we then switch the status from in communication to offered paid post, and from there we update the notes and put $40 because that's how much it is to pay for it. So from here, you would need to make a card on Asana. So that means that you would need to copy the URL. You would need to go to Asana, scroll down to the content to write. This is where you'll be living as well, in the content to write section for guest post outreaches. From here, it'll show you a couple of lists of statuses, like waiting on client approval, need to write, writing, editing. This is where we write our guest post. So you would need to make a new card. You'd hit plus. Sometimes it takes a while for my computer to load, so sorry about the wait. I guess while we're waiting for this, what we can do is we can go back to our email. They never really picked an article, so when that happens, we could just pick one for them. And what I like to do is I just like to go to the article topics we had and just pick one. So let's say we're doing awesome custom made accessories that you need to know. We copy it, go to Asana, and it's still loading. Maybe if I refresh it. Okay, it looks like it made the card for a second and then I refreshed it. I have times where I have to wait and refresh or even reset my computer. They should probably get new internet. Okay, let's see if it works. So we hit the plus and the card comes up. What I like to do is I just like to paste in the article we chose, click out of it, and then that'll pop up. You click back into it. Whoops, you click back into another one, and you just copy one of these. This is the template. This is the Asana template. When you make a card, all of these need to be in it. You paste it, and then we just erase what's not right. So in this case, they're all wrong. Cost is $40 for this, I believe. The name is this one. Then we figure out what the contact was. We need to add the contact of the email. So we go to whoever reached us and is talking to us. We copy their email, put the contact in. Who is the client we're working on? We're working on Family Divine. From here, you also need to tag the client in the project. You need to tag the client project in this task, is what I'm trying to say. To do that, you just hover over the content to write part, and then there's a plus sign right here. You click the plus sign, and then you search for the project. For example, this one's just right here. But if you needed to, you could just put family, and there it is, Family Divine. Now it's tagged. So now we need to include the website. So whose is this one? Let's check. I believe we were looking at this one, so the website is this one. So we copy it, go back and we paste it in. Then we add the DA. What is the DA of the site? Let's look over here in our spreadsheet where we tracked it, and it's 37. So then we put 37 in there. I don't like things underlined, so you might have to underline it. Did they have guidelines? Did they have any guidelines? If they didn't, which they didn't, all they did was they said send it over. We go back to our thing and we write standard guidelines. Our writers will know what the standard means. From here we pick keywords and link for keyword. We actually don't do that. This is the job for the managers. You can leave that blank. Important notes means that if there's anything you need to put that's important, like we also need to send them a custom-made gift, then you need to put that in there. But for this one, we don't need to put anything. We have the cost of the thing, and then what you need to do is, since we made a card in the waiting on client approval, the reason you do that is because I need to approve anything before we make it. So then you go to the assigned area and you assign me. I'm your manager as the link builder, so you assign Sam. And then you make the due date for today. You might work at night and I don't. That means I'll probably see it the next day and it'll be late, so I'll probably hit it right away. But this is how you present it in Asana. From there, you go to your spreadsheet. You update the status as waiting on approval, getting approval on lead. From there, when I approve it, say I approved it, I would then assign it to Ashley to get her to write it. So we would assign it to Ashley, and then I'd move it to the need to write section. Let's say I just did. I'm not going to do it because this is a mock setting. Once we get it to the written, it's up to you to track it, not me. You are in charge of your project. I could say, I will be saying at whoever. That's like a tag. So if I was talking to Sarab, I'd say at Sarab, and I'd tag him in it. And I'd be like, this one is approved, sending it to be written. And then I'd hit comment. From there, once I move it to the need to write section, you need to go to your spreadsheet and update the status to writing. We are writing it. Once the article comes back to us, I will insert the link that is needed. From there, you will send the content out. So to do that, this one, imagine this one made it from need to write to writing to editing to need to post. From here, it'll be assigned to me, and I will simply just make sure that there's a link in there with the right keyword, and then I will assign it back to you. From there, I'll say, hey, Sarab, for example, at Sarab, hey, can you send this article out? And that's when you need to send the article out to the website. To send your article out, you need to make sure that you say, here is the article. I like to put a little exclamation for excitedness, and then I put a dash, and then I put the name of the article. For this one, it was 4 best custom gifts for her. From there, you need to highlight it and then link in the article that you'll find in a Google Doc. It'll be pretty easy. I'll have a video on that too. So anyways, you send the article, right? Then we wait for it to go live. So we fulfilled it, right? We fulfilled our end. And that is what fulfillment is. We got the lead, and now we need to do whatever it takes to get the lead live. In Guest Post Outreach's case, we made an article and we sent it out. Now it's up to them to fulfill it them on their end, right? So it looks like they fulfilled it right after we sent it. The next email they said, here is the live link, and here's my PayPal ID. So we obviously have to pay them. So you click on the link, and we make sure that our link is in it. Big, huge thing. Looks like Custom Holidays Gifts is in it. If we click it, does it lead back to Family Divine? Boom, it did. That means that it's a success. But one thing you do have to check is when you're on this page, you right click it, click inspect, crazy stuff will happen here. All you need to do is make sure that it doesn't say no follow. If it says no follow, it is not a do follow link. From there, it looks good. We succeeded. So we go back to our card, and we say, you say to me, at Sam, you tag me in it, we got the live link posted in. Whoops. Let's say this, well, let's make sure it's right. Here's our live link location. So what we do is we copy the link and we post it in. Here's the live link. We also need to pay them the amount, which is $40, and then you hit dash, and then you plug in their PayPal. So for this one, it'll be this PayPal. This email would be the PayPal. So you just paste in the PayPal and then comment it. From there, you click this, and then you just put it in the live link section. You did it. You succeeded on making a link. I will make sure I pay them. From there, I'll send it to you to have you send them proof of payment. Pretty much we fulfilled everything. Everything was a job success, and we got the link. That is the whole step by step. It's if you could do this for any leads that come in communication, we won't have any problem. The more links, the merrier. Normally, I don't really like paid posts, so try not to get paid ones. If you can, try to knock it out. Anyways, this is the step-by-step guide. Once you get it live, I'll let my client know, and we can all get paid. You can get paid. We pay you hourly, so you don't wait for a link to get paid, but that's how we get our revenue, obviously, right? We're a link building company. But anyway, that is the process. Let me know if you don't understand anything, I can definitely answer any questions. One thing that's really important about this job is you have to communicate. Every single day it's new. Every day something's new. You need to make yourself available to me. If we're running circles around each other, you need to stop and find me. I don't want to go looking for you. If you want the work, I can absolutely give it to you, but you got to be around for it. Anyways, this is the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.